as long as you feel like you're doing something fulfilling, fuck everybody else, man. Fuck everybody else.
Totally.
Because
Okay.
there are so many ways of being fulfilled. Somebody was like, I was thinking about all of these, and obviously I'm biased in this because this is me, but it's like all these tier 2 Dota pros, like, 5 years from now when Dota's dead, they're not going to really have anything. They're not going to have any skills in life, and it's the most important period of your life to grow and develop your career. What makes you think that your view on what makes a fulfilling or successful life is correct?
Yeah.
Like, what is it about that idea of going and working and building some career in, I don't know, finance or something, which is fine. I think that's a fine way of looking at it. But an example that I used with Ellie is like, imagine if you were somebody who like built houses in Africa for people that needed it, some shit like that. Like you just did charity work for like 2 to 3 years. What do you have at the end of that? You haven't furthered your career in any way. Let's say you're just a software developer and you want to go do that for 2 to 3 years. Is that 2 to 3 years wasted? Absolutely not. That is,
yeah, it's life experience. It's like opening your horizons, changing how you think.
Exactly. I think many people would agree that that is an incredibly fulfilling, successful, amazing thing to do. But for some reason, when it comes to like this, it's just like a Dota 2 Reddit thing because they're so toxic.
No. It goes deeper than that. It's definitely like a gaming stigma thing. Like, I mean, I even still have like preconceived biases that were put in me by my parents and by like their parents about gaming and like wasting your time in video games. Like even now, that's like a lot of where my sort of like self-doubt comes from, is the fact that sometimes I'm like, why am I spending so much time playing games? Like, because this is something that was told to me over and over and over. Video games are a waste of time. Video games are a waste of time. Video games are a waste of time. And it's like, you hear that enough times, you're going to kind of just like internalize it, whether you want to or not, whether you believe otherwise. And so when I'm having like a shitty day or like losing a bunch, feeling like I'm not going anywhere, feeling like my videos suck, I'm just like, oh, this is just a waste of time, like my parents said it was. And it's like, But then we get these comments from people who are like, dude, you are not only making me more happy playing Dota, but more happy in my life because I'm listening to your just like organizational advice or just like how you treat other people. And that kind of stuff is like, oh, okay, I actually am doing something more than just gaming. Like this community is like a home for people. And that's pretty fucking cool, if you ask me.
I know how it is because like there are YouTubers that I watch that I feel like I was part of something that a lot of the time didn't really even relate to like the I guess like whatever the
like the game itself.
Right. Like for us it's like the game, but for these other YouTubers, like, I followed this guy called The Amazing Atheist, and it wasn't like I believed in like his political opinion or his like he had very visceral opinions on things, right? So it's hard to just be like, oh, I agree fully with this. But I just liked him. I just liked watching it. I liked just being one of the people that watched it. I don't watch it anymore because I was like super edgy as a teenager, but I did, and it wasn't like about atheism or something like that. It was just felt good. I don't know. It's just something I did. It was just it was something that I identified with.
Sure.
And yeah, that definitely feels good. But you can the thing is like, depending on the day, you can have a completely different outlook where you can use like minimizing language, I should say. I guess both words work, but you can use minimizing language with literally everything and make everything seem like it's just nothing. Like the same language that guy used on Reddit to shit on, being a tier 2 player or tier 2 streamer, you could use the exact same language to shit on going into like finance. Like, oh, you're just going to crunch numbers for your entire life? You're going to work in a fucking dead ass gray office and want to kill yourself when you're 60 because you didn't do anything with your glory years. You didn't go out and party. You didn't go travel. You didn't do all of this when you physically... Like, I can use the exact same negative and minimizing language to shit on literally fucking anything. You can shit on being a doctor in the same way. You can shit on being a lawyer in the same way. It's just you just pick and choose the negatives of the thing it is that you want to shit on because there are negatives with everything. There are absolutely negative. It's like, what the fuck? You built houses in Africa? Like, you don't? Isn't there like machines to do that? Like, why would you waste your time? You weren't like building a career. Like the same logic works for everything. The bottom line, in my opinion, is just as long as you feel like you're doing something fulfilling, fuck everybody else, man. Fuck
Totally.
everybody else.
Totally.
Because there are so many ways of being fulfilled. Some people it's like family, some people it's contributing to the world, some people it's academia. They want to write papers. I personally like creating value. I want to make this like coaching app, and I'm actually like people had to convince me. I mean, as you know, to like take commission on the money that goes through like the app, because I wasn't doing it as a business. I just wanted something people would genuinely use. And I don't mean that as like I'm so humble and sick way. I mean that literally gets me off knowing that I've created value. That's a selfish, narcissistic thing. It's just like veiled at, it's just not this. It's not the same selfishness as like, I want money.
No,
It's
I
like,
get what
I
you're
want
saying.
people to need my shit. That's what I want,
Right.
and that fucking gets me off. Like
Right.
when I was a kid, I just wanted to have businesses and all of these things where people would come to me and I'd be the guy to go to get this shit done. You know what I mean? That makes me feel valuable. That's what I like. Like it's a game. It's a game you're playing with yourself, and there are constraints, but there are also like things and bugs that you can abuse in it. There are features and bugs, and if you're just looking at the negatives of a game and all of the constraints, and I hate how I have to do this in Dota and that in Dota, then it's gonna suck. But if you view the good things, it'll feel good. Or if you abuse bugs, like you'll play better. If you abuse tricks that people are doing, you'll play better. That's life, man. That's
Sure.
life. You have to abuse what you're given. You have good things in your toolkit to
Yep.
use.
Everybody does. Everybody.
And if you're just using a fucking hammer to slam in a screw, it's like, fuck, life sucks, man. This is shit. But if you're like, using that thing, we're all good.